My name is Leah Pillet, and I have lived here for 19 years. We have so much potential, and I propose to fulfill that with my Thrive platform. Every letter in the word Thrive represents an idea and a commitment. T is for a tax freeze. We all know that feeling when we get our property tax notice. I will commit to look where we are not spending our money wisely and work towards no tax increase for at least 2 years. H is for housing development with purpose. What goes through your mind when you see all the crowded development? I am shocked at the pace of development that creates neighborhoods before the amenities and infrastructures are in place. We need affordable housing, but most of those homes are not that. When we say we want to create affordable housing, it shouldn't just be a tagline, and we shouldn't be creating barriers to provide it. We need to work with developers to ensure we are getting the best version for us of what they want to bring to our communities. In addition, developments like the one on 240th at the river never should have been approved, considering the feedback from concerned citizens. And speaking of the Alouette River, it's unacceptable that we don't have an emergency plan in place for a flood or any other emergency, and there is no fish ladder on the Alouette Dam. R is for recreation and tourism development. Maple Ridge is surrounded by nature. We could be a destination point with a thriving tourism industry. I would also like to see hotels built that better serve the area and more dollars invested into the amenities for our sports associations and youth. I is for industry and business support. We have the potential to create a unique downtown core so we can stay and shop locally. So let's make that easier for businesses. Let's bring in industry, but it needs to respect our environment and our residents. V is for viable farmlands. If ALR land is not farmable and being held to uphold quotas in other communities, that is not acceptable. Furthermore, we need to be using our viable farmland that is farmable to create food security. E is for every business and every person is essential. Thank you.
How could the City of Maple Ridge and School District 42 cooperate to expand school capacity as growth continues in the city?
I think we should fulfill promises made, for example, the school in Silver Valley. So that's unfortunate. When we are going to build new communities, we need to make sure that we plan to put the schools in as those developments are happening. We do have buildings that are underutilized in our school district as well, so we should revisit that. And I don't actually know a lot about that because I'm not a school trustee, but like Jeff says, I'm willing to learn and have those dialogues and talk with the school district. I'm sure they're more aware of the funding that's available to them for this, and so open up those dialogues and work together to make it happen. Thank you. I have children, and I am concerned about the direction our society is going. Instead of complaining, I decided to get involved and be the change. People don't like what I have to say, and that is okay. We are each entitled to our opinions. At the moment, we live in a country where we have free speech. Let's work to keep it that way. What this country needs is more people willing to speak up. If you understand what is going on in this country and the rest of the world, please find your voice. We live in a country that is free, with freedom of religion, freedom to move freely, freedom to assemble, to list a few. But that's the point. We have these freedoms. But do we value these freedoms, and are we upholding them as a society? I value people of all kinds. That's what makes this country such a beautiful place. Its diversity should be celebrated, not used to divide us. We are Canadians first, and if we come to recognize that, we can be a nation to be proud of. So while I have spoken on a national level, as these issues do affect us, let's bring it back to Maple Ridge. What do I commit to do for you? For too long, I feel like we have been merely surviving, working to pay the bills with little left over, worrying about inflation, government overreach, the state of our school systems, medical freedoms. I'm dedicated to hearing the concerns of the residents of Maple Ridge and making sure that your feedback is taken into consideration and not dismissed. Opening up council to the public to conduct the business of Maple Ridge in the open is very important to me. Greater communication is necessary between the city and its residents. I will work on ways to improve the dialogue so that everyone is heard and a sense of community is restored. People need to trust that their voice matters. As your elected official, I will be on council to represent everyone. I expect you to hold us all accountable, and we'll be there to represent the interests of all residents. There's a lot more I could say on this, but I hope this gives you a sense of who I am and what my vision readiness for the city. I don't profess to know everything, but I will do what is needed to learn to do this job well for you. Thank you.
On October 15th, vote for Leah Pillet. Let's all work together to reach these goals and thrive in Maple Ridge.
I'm Leah Pillet, and I approve this message.